Hi everyone, my name is Pete, your Client Success Manager at Settify. In today's short video, I'd like to cover all things settings for Settify. So from your Settify homepage, you need to scroll over to the left-hand side and select Settings. This is now going to open up your Settings page. Settify have broken this down into some very easy categories. You can see you can make changes for your settings in terms of what is client-facing, what is administrative-facing, settings for your invitations, settings for your billing, and settings for your accounts or user accounts. Now, before we go into the settings, it's important to note that everything has been set up for best practice in accordance to hundreds of law firms with the Settify system. I encourage all my partner firms to go through and make any initial changes and then save them and leave them as is. Now, the first category is client facing within the settings category. So this essentially means anything you toggle on or off or make changes here is what the client will essentially experience. And the first example I'd like to give is asking for a marriage location. So if this is something you find the firm really requires when they're asking through the Settify questionnaire, then you can simply toggle this on or off. Again, you can scroll down and you can see more and more settings populate for what is client facing. If you are unsure on any categories or what something means, for example, ask for pronouns, then Settify provides you a very brief description directly underneath it. So for ask for pronouns, if this is enabled, users will be given the option to provide pronouns for the people in the matter. If you find that this is very relevant and important for your firm, then you would simply turn this on. If not, you can simply select it off. This is a way in making the questionnaire a bit shorter or a bit longer, a bit more in depth. We are providing you the ability to make changes for your firm's bespoke questionnaire. Once you're satisfied with any changes you have made, please select the Save button before moving on to the next category. So if I'm satisfied with these changes, I'm going to select Save. It's saving, and then we're going to move on to the administrative facing. So by selecting here, this is essentially anything within the firm, so admin. As you scroll down, just like client facing, you can make any changes with the toggle of a button, on or off. And as you continue to scroll down, more and more settings will populate. So for example here, and this is optional, the last day in which your offices will be open in December. What does this mean and how is this relevant? So, again, the description is here. If you specify numbers or a date, then during your office closure period, Settify will display a helpful message to any new inquiries advising of your office closure period and assuring them that their inquiry will be responded to when you reopen. So if you find that this is very relevant or a handy feature for your firm, then you would simply select the date and select Save. If you find that this is not really relevant or necessary for your firm, you're more than welcome to just leave it as is, which is essentially off. Again, go through any settings you wish to change and select the Save button. The Invitations tab is not where we send invitations, but rather how to set up the invitation before sending it. So any settings regarding the invitation. Again, just like before, scroll down, make any changes you wish to make. You can toggle anything on or off. A fantastic example is default to phone or video conference meetings. So essentially, if your firm prioritizes that initial consultation to be via online or phone or video conference, then this is a terrific feature to turn on. If your firm prefers that in-person consultation as that initial consultation, then you may want to switch this off. And again, Settify provides a brief description under each setting if you are unsure. Again, don't forget to select Save before moving on to the next section. The billing section is essentially where you can place an email in terms of receiving client reviews and anything with billing. And finally, we have the user accounts. This will list all active or non-active or disabled, if you will, users within your Settify firm. So essentially, this is really great for management. They have the ability to disable someone's access or to delete someone's access altogether. Now, you can search for a specific account. You can simply scroll down and view all the accounts within your firm. We can see the status, whether they are enabled or disabled. And by selecting the ellipsis on the right-hand side, you have the ability to disable someone's access or delete them altogether. Again, don't forget to make the select Save before making any changes. This has been a very quick overview of the settings page. I hope I was able to cover for you. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us.